Hello children, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. Now we'll see what is Indian secularism. We know that our country has adopted secularism and it has some objectives. And those objectives we'll see first. First objective is one religious community, one religious community does not dominate another. That means no one can dominate each other in the secular country. Second objective, some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. People can't dominate each other, maybe from same community, religious community, or maybe from different, but they can't dominate each other. Third one is state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individual. That means state government or any central government, it cannot support, promote any one particular religion, nor it can take away the religious freedom of any individual citizen of our country. And boys, we know that in the government offices like law courts, police stations, government schools, and offices, they are not supposed to display or promote any one religion. So this can we can see in the secular country like India. Now we'll try to understand this concept by observing these storyboards. If you see these storyboards, you will find that there are some children who are actually seeking permission from their teacher to celebrate religious festivals at government school. And as a reply, their teacher says that it is not allowed. It is not allowed to celebrate religious festivals in the government school. And it is also clearly mentioned that private schools can celebrate but not the government school. So boys at last they decide to celebrate that festival in their locality only. This is the first storyboard. In the second storyboard, we can see these two friends are there. One of them is a Sheikh brother, and another one is there who wear that helmet, and he asks that Sheikh brother to wear the helmet. Then that Sheikh brother answers that for him wearing helmet is not mandatory. That means he says that for Sikhs wearing a pagdi is very important. It's very important part of their religion. So government he says that government cannot force Sikh people to wear helmet. So these kind of exceptions are also there in our secularism. If you see the reviews of both the examples, then we'll understand that uh, celebration of the religious festival within the school would have been the violation of the government policy of treating all religions equally. Government school cannot promote any one religion either in their morning prayers or through religious celebrations. This rule does not apply to the private schools. This is about the first storyboard. Second one is there is one Sikh youth who does not have to wear a helmet. This is because the Indian state recognizes that wearing a pagdi is central to the Sikh religious practice, and in order not to interfere with this, allows an exception in the law. So this one we can see in the second storyboard. Then points in the Indian Constitution, if we see, boys, look at this particular slide. The Indian Constitution, we know that it bans untouchability. Untouchability means it was a evil practice which was there in the pre-independence time. Uh, Untouchability means not to touch certain group of lower caste people. In those days, it was followed. But right after independence, when our new constitution came into force, after that, this particular practice is considered as illegal. So, our constitution has given full justice to the lower caste people who faced this very cruel practice of untouchability. Then we know that our Indian Constitution grants right to the religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges, and it also sanctions them financial aid on a non-preferential basis. We can see now many minority schools are there, colleges are there, and they are granted some government for financial help also. So this is what to promote interest of the minority people. Now we'll see in what way is Indian secularism different from that of other democratic countries. Children will take example of US, United States of America, and it the first amendment of US Constitution, which prohibits the legislature from making laws in case what legislature cannot declare any religion as the official religion. It was the first amendment of American Constitution. Nor can they give preference to one religion in the US. The separation between state and religion means that neither the state nor religion can interfere into one another's affair. Till here, same that of our Indian secularism and American secularism. What a difference it makes, we'll see in the next slide. See, one significant way in which Indian secularism differ from the dominant understanding of secularism as practiced in America. This is because, unlike the strict separation between religion and the state in American secularism, the Indian secularism, the state can intervene in the religious affairs. In Indian secularism, state can intervene in the religious affairs. For example, our Indian constitution intervened in the Hindu religious practices, and it abolished the untouchability. In Indian secularism, though the state is not strictly separate from religion, it does not maintain a principal distance of religion. That means any interference in religion by the state has to be based on the basis laid out in the constitution. And these ideals serve as the standard through which we can judge whether the state is or is not behaving according to the secular principle. That means the only difference is our secularism that we follow according to our constitution. It can intervene in the religious policy. For example, it abolished the untouchability and some other evil practices also. Then at last we'll see one event that took place in France in the year 2004, when France passed a law banning students from wearing any conspicuous religious or political signs or symbols such as the Islamic hand scarf, the Jewish skull cap, or large Christian crosses. And this law has encountered a lot of resistance from immigrants who are mainly from the former French colonies of Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, and in the 1960s, France had faced a shortage of workers, and therefore, what happened? It provided visas for these immigrants to come and work in their country. But later, the daughters of these immigrants often they wear hand scarves while attending schools. However, with the passing of this new law, they have been expelled. They have been expelled from their school for wearing hand scarves. So these kind of events also noticed, events which takes place or took place in the all over the